All right, let's get into these week 13 previews. Like we said, nothing super duper extraordinary. There's some really good matchups, but not a lot of them, I guess. So let's get
Yeah.
into the biggest one of the weekend. Oregon hosting USC. USC is starting to show us a little bit that they can play physical football. Like I think what they did a week ago against Iowa, especially going down early to Iowa. I think that was like, okay, you went down early to Iowa. Iowa's just going to kind of choke you, man. Like they're going to play Iowa style football. They're going to run it. They're going to play great defense. USC is not going to find a way to make a comeback. And then they did. So like this is now another data point of them showing us kind of the physicality in which they can play. And obviously we know what they can do in the passing game with Maava. I mean, Lemon is an absolute freak, number one in most categories as a receiver this year. And they're playing better on the defense side of the football. So I think I'm a little bit more confident that they can go into this game on the road in Oregon. Probably going to be another bad weather game, I believe, too, and at
Mhm.
least make this competitive.
Right.
I don't think they win, but I think they can make it a competitive game, and also the scariness of Eugene may have lost a little bit after they got embarrassed against Indiana. And yes, I
Mhm.
get Indiana's number 2 team in the country, a little bit different than where USC is right now. But still, you watch that game, you're like, hey, if Indiana can go in there and win the way they won, USC's kind of hot right now. Why can't we go do the same damn thing? So I guess the question is to you, Mac, does USC stand a fighting chance against Oregon, or is it going to be just too much with Oregon, the way their physicality
Yeah.
and just how good they are at the lines of scrimmage?
I think because Oregon understands the situation at hand, their fans are also going to understand the situation. You lose, you're done, you're out. And so
Oh,
there's this bigger, heightened sense of urgency from the players and from the fans. So I think it might be a little bit opposite. I mean, they might be even more rabid, understanding that they can impact this game and try to confuse this team by being loud, not allowing them, to really communicate. I think the other factor of this is Oregon got a lot of their playmakers back last week. I mean, you look at who they had 2 weeks ago, it was bare
no
bones. I
one.
mean, they're pulling guys out of the stand. Hey, can you run a route against Iowa, please? Because we ain't got nobody else. And so it was great to see that. Particularly in Sadiq there. I think he is such a mismatched nightmare at the tight end position. I mean, just a good looking prospect, man, that can do a lot of different
Oh,
things for you. That's going to be an interesting task, for them. But you look offensively, they're very similar. I mean, they want to be balanced. They're both not
sure.
afraid to run the ball a lot, and they have really dynamic quarterbacks. So, I think from a whole, USC's offense has been more explosive, more productive, but running into this, storm that is Oregon, and maybe it's bad weather. It's going to be dark quick. So the night game juice and excitement, even though it is at 3:30 there, it is going to be interesting just how Oregon can finish and how can they make this happen.
I'll say it's one thing that's impressed me about Oregon this season, especially the last 3 weeks, is you go back to their game against Wisconsin. They had 203 yards rushing. Then you go against Iowa, the vaunted Iowa defense on the road, bad weather, 261 yards rushing. And I know a lot of it has to obviously to your point of a lot of the playmakers weren't there. They had to commit to the run game.
Mhm.
But then even last week against Minnesota, 179 yards rushing. That's with Sadiq and those playmakers back. So like I look at this Oregon offense and say, because of the fact that you were losing some playmakers on the outside, you've had to lean in more to the run game, and you show me that you can dominate in that fashion.
Mhm.
So I just think USC right now, while they may be better defensively than they have been in years past, they may be a little more physical. I don't think that they're ready to match the physicality
Right.
plus the finesse that Oregon has offensively.
Right. No,
I think Oregon right now offensively kind of is like saying we have everything now healthy that pick your poison, light box. We're just going to run you to death and we're going to
yes.
out physical you. You want to stack the box. We're going to get our playmakers in space
Mhm.
and they're going to beat you on the outside. So I think all that to say, like, Oregon's defense is better. They're at home. Offense is maybe a wash. I would still lean Oregon's maybe a little bit better of an offense because of their ability to run the football better than USC. Um, Oregon's the better team. I think USC's impressed this year, but it's probably going to be in a USC team that we look up in a week and a half. It's 8-4,
Yeah. Right.
unfortunately, and kind
Exactly.
of the same old, same
Exactly.
old.
I don't think that's a
Yeah,
bad miss at all. 9.5 is the number in favor of the Ducks. It's actually a big number. It's bigger than I thought it was
that's
going
a
to be.
big number.
What are you feeling? You think they keep it close? I think Oregon wants to make a statement. I see them winning by double digits, so I'm rolling with the Ducks.
I'll roll with you on that one. I agree. I think they make a statement win. All right, let's get to the ACC for a couple games. ACC's got some big time matchups this weekend. The biggest one, at least in my opinion, there's two really good matchups. But the big one because it means winner. Correct me if I'm wrong here. I know if Georgia Tech wins, they're in.
Yep.
Pittsburgh, not necessarily. If they win,
No,
they're not in.
not yet.
But Georgia Tech wins the game in Atlanta this weekend. They will be one of the teams representing the ACC in the ACC championship game. So that's going to be a lot of excitement for them. You said at the beginning of the show, Pittsburgh coming off a just butt whooping
Mhm.
at the hands of Notre Dame last week. They just spanked them, really exposed a team that we weren't really sure how good they were, how good their freshman quarterback was. Not a really good matchup against a very talented Notre Dame team that everything seems to be moving in the right direction. But Georgia Tech's struggling right now on defense.
Yeah.
Can Pittsburgh, EMAC, find their mojo with their freshman quarterback against a defense that just really can't stop anyone right now?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what's going to be really interesting to see. And one caveat, to this Pittsburgh offense is they haven't been super good running the football or super consistent running
Mm.
the football. That has been for the entire year been the Achilles heel for Georgia Tech. They have not been good at stopping the run outside of maybe the Duke game when you look at their Power Four
It's because
opponents
Duke
here.
doesn't
So
run the ball.
they don't commit to it, and they've got a great running back, which
No.
is weird. But you got a great quarterback. You want to spin it. You want to, get
Yeah.
the most out of that guy. So, what does Georgia Tech do? How do they try to combat, Pittsburgh, and how shell shocked is Mason Heinschel? Because I think there's something to that. And actually, I want to reverse
Yeah.
this to you. Did you ever have that your freshman year? Which I know you were a baller and you had a great team
Yeah.
and great guys
Oh,
around you,
no,
but
he's in bad games.
did you ever get punched in the face and then the next week you're like, I don't know if I can do this anymore. Does that go through your head at all? How do you want him to respond, Mason Heinschel?
Well, I wanted to respond with play with some confidence. I think that the good thing for him is, I mean, you look at your opponents. I think you can make the excuse in your head of, oh, that was Notre Dame. That's a great defense. Oh, look at the tape. Georgia Tech's not that.
Sure.
So I think you look at it as
Just
like, oh,
instantly you can
this is
flip that switch
you can
Sunday.
flip the switch and
Yeah.
and you look at Georgia Tech the past 2 weeks and say, hell, if BC can put up those kind of numbers, if NC State can put up 4 to 8 numbers. I mean, look at the stats. Let's pull up NC State. Their quarterback was 24-32 for 340
Yeah.
and 2
It's
touchdowns.
crazy.
BC a week ago, a team that was 1-9,
Terrible.
their quarterback threw for 362 yards with 2 touchdowns. So I think you turn on the tape and you're like, okay, this looks and feels like it's going to be a lot easier than it was a week ago.
Mhm.
So I think it kind of excites you because you want to get back out there just like any other position. I mean, hell, offensive line, you give up a couple sacks, you turn on the tape and you say, hey, this week I see an opportunity for me to have a bounce back game.
Yeah.
I think that's what the coaching staff is going to be preaching to him, the entire team. And then you yourself have to tell yourself, this is an opportunity for me to have a massive stat game, to put last weekend behind me, and to lead my team to a victory against a ranked opponent, and then put ourselves in opportunity to be that team in the ACC championship game. So I do expect them to play significantly better than he did a week ago. The question really becomes, can they stop Georgia Tech's offense?
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
they stop Haynes King? Because it just feels like no one has found the answer to slowing down them on that side. It's been really only Georgia Tech's defense that has gotten them this season.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, and I think it's interesting when you look at Georgia Tech and how they want to make a statement. Obviously, have been
Yeah.
disrespected, and
And they
right
didn't get
now
in.
you feel like you're flying by the seat of your pants. Just win, and you're in. But
Yep.
also the mentality of no, let's feel good about these wins because these last two, obviously a loss and a gutsy 1 point win there, kicking a field goal on the road. It just feels like they need to get back in the hammering people column there. And Haynes King's as good as it gets, man. So he needs to have a big response for sure and will this team to a victory. 2.5's the number, which is a little shocking to me for another reason. Give me the Jackets. I think the Jackets win
I'll
and
take
they
the
clinch.
Jackets. I'll take the Jackets as well. All right, another big SEC, or excuse me, ACC game. I'm just so used to saying big SEC games. I apologize. A big ACC game. Louisville on the road at SMU. SMU currently 5-1 in the conference, so they are one of 4 teams, including SMU, obviously themselves, Pittsburgh, Virginia, and Georgia Tech, fighting for 2 spots in the ACC championship game. If Pittsburgh loses, SMU wins, then it'd be just the 3 teams, Virginia, Georgia Tech, and SMU. So a big time game for the Mustangs. Louisville is out of it with at 4-3 in the conference. Unfortunately, I've had a really rough go the past 2 weeks. Lost to Clemson, lost to Cal the week before that. Is just Louisville moving in the wrong direction and SMU has more to fight for? Is it as simple as that this weekend?
Yeah. No, I think so. I think SMU still is they're fighting for a spot in this conference championship. I mean,
Yep.
chaos could ensue here, and the ponies find their way right back in that thing. Kevin Jennings playing as good as it gets, man, at the
Yep.
quarterback position. He's been hurt all year long. Just his ankle, which is taken away and limited. His superpower there, a guy that's so mobile and that can create when things break down, extend plays, and yet still he's finding a way to be hyper, accurate, pushing the ball downfield. So this to me feels like one of those when I get angry when ACC teams don't handle their business. This feels like one of the games where SMU has to hammer
Yeah.
Louisville and really flex their muscles on that side of the ball.
I agree. I agree. I like SMU in this one. I think
Yeah, I'm with you.
there's just a little bit more for them to fight for. They're at home.
Yeah.
I think they take care of business and stay alive in the race to Charlotte. All right, we'll go 2 more games. Um, BYU Cincinnati. I think this is kind of a same situation where we just talked about Cincinnati was feeling pretty juicy. Their quarterback was rolling. Everything seemed to be moving in the right direction. And then bam, they've been punched in the mouth past 2 weeks against really 2 very good teams. But like Utah beat the brakes off of them. And Nova Fida has been playing incredible this season. I mean, my goodness. Like if you want to watch some really fun quarterback play, go watch Arizona and their quarterback. They got Baylor this week, and then their big game against Arizona State. But he's playing as good as anyone in that conference right now. But really, that Utah game really stands out with just how much more physical Utah was. And then obviously you look at BYU and the nature that they play. Kind of feel like, and then BYU once again, still same thing, has a lot to fight for.
Mhm.
Trying to stay its one loss in the conference. Um, and then be that one of those 2 teams, them and Texas Tech in the Big 12 championship game. So I lean BYU pretty heavy in this one.
Yeah, I think so too, because basically what BYU is doing is these next couple of weeks, they have to fight for insurance. They have to
Yeah.
fight for if we lose in the Big 12 conference game, are we not going to be out? And Utah, who did not have to play, is going to be in. That's what I would be terrified of. If I was BYU being at the 11 slot right now, which actually, as it stands, you're not in. You're out of this thing because there's a G5 team taking the 12th spot.
Yeah.
There's an ACC team as it is right now taking the 11th spot. So BYU needs some insurance that they need to
Yep.
handle business and really get it done. And this is the day and age. You and I could say back in the day, man, because it was such a small field and you really had to just win to take care of business. People know, like they understand and they know, hey guys, we got to go big here. Like we have
Yeah.
to. There's more pressure, but there's also more freedom in the sense of more spots to grab. But these
Yeah.
guys should know you've got to win by double digits. The fact this is 2.5, that ain't going to cut it. A field
No.
goal dub here ain't helping anybody. And I think
No.
BYU is going to know that and want to make a statement.
I agree. I agree. BYU big in this one. All right, last game real quick. Can't have a show without at least one SEC game, and this is 2 ranked teams as
And you think everyone was
uh
kind of looking around like, are they going to do it? There's no
are
way.
they gonna do it? I think this is an interesting game.
A
I'm gonna be honest with
fascinating
you.
game.
I think it's a really because how I feel about Missouri's defense.
Yeah.
Um, Freaking, they just ran for 300 yards a week ago, and very
Hardy
different
just
defense,
ran for
but
300 yards.
yeah, Hardy just ran for 300 yards. Little different going on the road at Oklahoma and
Yeah.
that defense, and you're still talking about a true freshman quarterback and Matt Zollers, who has not been anything special this season, taking over for, Bo Prabula. So this is going to be you wanna talk about a freshman in a unique spot, like, this is a game you do not wanna be in, with everything you're gonna see, all the pressures on the road. So, like, why if this game was in Missouri, I'd feel a little bit different. I think him going to Oklahoma, boy, I could see him throwing like 3 or 4 picks. Like, I think it could be
Don't
like
let
that.
them. Don't let them. Run
You might
Hardy
have to
into
though.
the ground. Run him
I
into
mean,
the ground.
Oklahoma just might as well just go like
Stack the box. Hey,
you know,
old school
engage
football,
8.
old school
Yeah, just
9 in the
engage
box,
8
2
and
corners playing man and just big
yeah,
boy.
and
Who
just
can make
force
it
them to
happen?
throw it.
Who can make it happen? I love that. And I'm giving it to him. I mean, this guy had 25 carries last week for 300 yards. And he's had multiple. He's had 225 carries. He's had 224 carries. He is a workhorse. He is the best running back in the nation, leading the nation in rushing. This guy is very productive. 7 yards a carry, Aaron. It's not like he's just packing out 3 yards, 3 yards, 3. This guy he's explosive. Has multiple 70-yard runs. Maybe it's my bias ACC wanting Oklahoma to lose, but this game's going to be weird. It's going to be really weird. And I think
It's gonna
Missouri
be a
has a
low
big
scoring
shot.
game.
Oh,
I
yeah. It's
think
going
what
to be
we said about
gross.
Oklahoma a week ago against Alabama, Missouri's defense is gonna have to score.
Right. Right.
Missouri's defense is gonna have to do what Oklahoma did to Alabama. Missouri's gonna need to do it. They're gonna have to win the turnover battle, and they may need to score.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
Um,
not taking Mizzou, I don't think, to win straight up, but I am taking them with the points. It's 7.5.
points?
7.5. 42 is the over under. I think it's
I'll
under
take
there.
Oklahoma.
I
Freshman
think it's gross.
quarterback on the road. This is
Yeah.
his first road start. He has
Mhm.
been benefited from playing at home versus A&M, at home versus Mississippi State. So you're about to go into a crowd that is going to be juiced,
Yeah.
that they are in the playoffs now. Monster win. It's going to be shaking. I mean, literally shaking, and you're going to be seeing ghosts from that defense.
This guy
So
has thrown.
I'm
Listen,
going to be praying for Matt Zollers and this over the next couple of days. I think he's going to have a day in which he
yeah.
wants to forget very,
Yeah.
very fast.
He's thrown 23 passes, 22 passes, 15 passes. 15's fine. We don't need any more than that.
Yeah, but
Let's
15
run the
ain't going to
ball.
win the game because I don't think you're going to run the ball like
No.
you think you are,
No.
unfortunately. I think Oklahoma rolls big in that one.
No
I can see the
way.
game
Do you
being like
really?
not big. I could see him winning like 20-7.
Oh, but you're saying 20 points. It's close to 20 points. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. Even with Missouri's defense, how are they scoring that many points?
Because I think they're going to get good field position.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Matier might be Superman. He might
And
be
turnovers.
He might be
they may
healed.
get
He might
like
be
2
good.
pick sixes.
We'll see. It's going to be fun.
We'll see. All right. Well, that is it for the Mac and Murray show. Go follow us. We're going to have Peter Burns as our guest. We're going to be shooting that Wednesday night. So we'll be back, or that will be out Thursday morning. Go check that out. Peter Burns, one of the big faces of the SEC. Going to kind of get his thoughts on everything going on. We'll probably talk about the rankings some more, talk about some matchups, where he sees things unfolding these next 2 weeks of the college football season. Like, subscribe, and we will see you Thursday with a brand new episode.
Okay.